Ladies and gentlemen, damn you, murder, for being so interesting. For this is a Fred the Alien Productions podcast.
So interesting. 3-episode drop. That was fun.
4 murders is a lot.
There's a lot of murder.
Four's a lot of murders.
Yeah, there's a lot of murders this week, isn't it? Yeah.
There's a lot of moida.
Yeah.
A lot of moida. Cue the music.
Cued music.
I don't know what we're yelling about! We came, we saw, we kicked its ass!
Doc, are you telling me you built a time machine? Kind of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Same conversation anyway.
What is happening? Loud noises!
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I'm a Kendall Richardson.
I'm a Fulya and Michael.
And I'm a well-fresh-groomed Michael Lister. What a shower can do for the soul.
And for the face.
Indeed. Indeed. Welcome to the show. You're now experiencing a podcast called Fred. Thank you for joining.
Yes, experiencing
us.
it through the mediums of the interwebs of 8 o'clock. I like it.
I don't, but hey, life.
Hey, I got to do a thumbnail. Have you seen the thumbnail? The thumbnail's good.
Thumbnail's great.
I need to find the thumbnail. We got to pause the podcast so I can find the thumbnail.
No pause.
Oh,
We're doing it
there's
live.
the thumbnail. That's a good thumbnail, Mike. Well done, everyone.
Thank
Go check out
you.
the thumbnail. It's
A whole 15 minutes. We've already used
Man,
assets.
I should have gotten you to make my thumbnails back in the day. It took me fucking ages to make a thumbnail, like half an hour at least.
Well,
But
is
I'm
that a
very,
cue for
like-
bringing back collectible chaos?
No.
Ooh, is it an exclusive?
No exclusives here. No. That is for the time being now, foreseeable future, staying dead, sadly. But
Dead and dying.
we'll always have
death.
the many videos that I did. Yes. Welcome to the show. Hello, everyone. Let's start with our weekly watchings. Fulya, take us through yours, please.
I'm continuing my watch through of, the usual animes, and I'm not gonna mention them again until I progress a bit more. So, anime has been watched. But I also did watch a couple of movies, and I'm continuing on with my little Pixar binge watch of movies of the modern Pixar films, of course. So this week I rewatched Soul and Onward, my two
Yeah.
one-word Pixar films for this week. And it was nice to rewatch them again, just to sort of refamiliarize myself with the characters and the stories. Soul was just a much needed hug for for a week that's been pretty up and down. And then Onward, just rewatching it again. It's been a while since I last watched it the first time, but rewatching it again, I got teary-eyed again, especially at that ending. So yeah, it's a good movie.
It's great.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been watching this week. I haven't really watched too much. I mean, like I said, I've been watching animes here and there where I can, and filling it in with some sitcoms, and yeah, that's about it. That's my watchings.
That's fine. That's totally good. Like nothing wrong with doing the usuals and doing some rewatches of some classics. That's good. Good movie choices.
Yeah.
So yeah, nice. Thank you for sharing. Mike, what about you? What have you been watching?
Well, I've been watching a lot this week because I finally bit the bullet and I've cancelled subscriptions to various streaming services. So that's going to be fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's still going to work of what we're going to be watching because I have my means. And having said that, I've finally finished watching all of the Wednesday episodes. From last week, I watched the first of the second batch. So I've watched all of it. Yeah, not as good as the first season. And I thought, I don't want to poo-poo people's likeness, but I thought it was a complete waste of time.
Wow, hot take.
I mean, yeah, I can't really argue that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So,
yeah.
I like the first one because it was like a who's done it, and it was good, continued follow through. But I felt like it was a little bit insincere with its execution. It sort of was like trying to chase that sort of, because I think because it became like well known and it was very memeable. I mean, everyone knew the Wednesday dance, and it was added to the meme of having a sped up song by Lady Gaga, and in this season, you know what? Let's spread the money out of actually getting all these big name stars and having Lady Gaga herself, so it's chasing after the meme. And they also did a dance as well. That was great. It didn't okay. But mind you, the Lady Gaga song is pretty catchy.
It is, yeah.
The death dance.
The dead dance, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought some of the characters were sort of weren't utilized pretty well. Like Steve Buscemi's character is very interesting, but they conquered him too easily and pretty quickly by the end. And and there was one thing that I'm still umming and ahhing if I like it, but I thought a bit boring, really. The explanation of why things a thing. Why is thing a thing? It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
We didn't need that.
Nah. And yet, they've they did the same thing of like parents, like Wednesday's parents like did a thing at their school, and it was more interesting than what Wednesday had to do. But they did it again in the second season. No, stop that. Stop repeating yourself. Yeah, so yeah, I'm in the middle of a coughing fit. So talk amongst yourselves.
Yes, the Thing origin story, I will agree, was a bit tacked on. And just like it didn't really. I mean, you know, they had like this like subplot of like Thing wanting to explore where he came from, and then they did the whole like, you know,
He lost his memory.
The limbs thing. You know, they had that little group society of like, you know, if you're a limb, you can join sort of thing, and that was led by Christopher Lloyd's head character, which was a bit of fun. But yeah, I just I don't think they needed to do that. I feel like Thing works best as this unknowable hand. Like we don't need to give him a backstory. I don't think.
No. Yeah, so will I continue watching? Probably not. I think I should have left Wednesday like I did for Umbrella Academy and just binge watch the entire thing and not having the sort of big hit in the guts of the last season. It's like, well, I didn't really invest my time too much to it. So yeah, I'll probably jump off this train. Yeah, I'm done.
Well, that's
so no more Netflix for me. Even though my wife's actually paying for the Netflix, so we're having it regardless. So finished that. I also went to JB the other day because my kids really like the new movie that's out, K-pop Demon Hunters, and I've been looking. It's like, oh yeah, apparently they're doing like they got the CD that's coming out. I think I came out. I think it's out, but I wasn't there, so I didn't get it.
It's out, yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't got it yet, but I was there. I thought, I'll have a peruse around. I got time to kill, so I got myself some stuff, and yeah, so I got myself one of these, Spaceballs, the Blu-ray.
Nice.
Twinsies.
Yes. So I got that, and I said, "Hey, wifey poo, you haven't seen this, have you?" It's like, "No." Yeah, we'll chuck this on because I'm on a John Candy kick, and also the second one's going to come out in 2 years also. And yeah, it's fun watching the show, fun watching the movie of a spoof of something that she's never seen and doesn't get any of the references, and just watching it out of comedy value. So that's a bit of fun, and I'm just like keeping the quotes to myself. It's because I could quote it. And yeah, it was fun for her. So she quite liked it. It's like, oh, cool. Maybe we should do more Mel Brooks stuff down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also while I was there, I also got myself Rocco's Modern Life, the complete set.
Nice.
Because it was there and they were doing a deal. And I thought, can't pass up a deal. And I don't want to get Paramount Plus. So there you go. And probably the next one, if it's there, I'm going to get Angry Beavers because that's my childhood and that's my life. And
honestly, when I had the trial for Angry Beavers, for Paramount Plus, I watched Angry Beavers. And I think I watched maybe like the first 5 or 10 episodes. And I don't think I was really enjoying it as much as I did when I was a kid.
Really?
I don't know what happened. I'm like, I thought this was hilarious. I was getting
whimsy.
giggles. I don't know. I like there were some giggles here and there per episode, but I don't think I was really focused in on what was happening, and a lot of it was just really silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's the point, but you know.
You think this is highbrow? Mind you, the first couple of episodes is ones that I've never seen, but only heard about it because we didn't
Yeah.
get to watch it because of the subject matter. Like one of them
Of
was
course.
about Mrs. Bighead not getting fulfilled by by Mr. Bighead, and
Ooh.
and sort of approaching Rocco in a different way and manner. I thought,
But
what's-
he's a
what-
Joey.
what is- well, it's not just that. It's a kids show that's doing that's doing adultery. So,
Yikes.
uh, and they do a joke, which is my favorite sort of humor. It's a play on word. So she makes Rocco lemonade, and she spikes it with Spanish fly, and it's actual flies that are Spanish, because everyone knows Spanish fly is an aphrodisiac, which you don't get as a kid, but when you watch it now as an adult, it's like, wow.
Okay.
Children's
I feel like I need to do a
cartoons
rewatch of that.
in the children's cartoons in the 90s was the Wild West, and I love it.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, and my wife was watching. It was like, oh Jesus! It's like, yeah, it went over our heads. Same as Mr. Potato Head saying no one takes his wife's lips but him. It's like, risque. So that was fun. Speaking of raunchy humour, I watched Peacemaker. Yeah, not much to do this one,
Nope.
because I honestly thought that Chris was going to be on the run, but it didn't really do much in its story wise. But yeah, but I did like the little intro bit where Augie, Chris's dad, turns out he's not the genius that we thought. So all his technology was stolen.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So that's going good. I can't wait. And all my assertions of what this new area, this new dimension is probably coming into fruition very, very soon. And it's going to be interesting. And a lot of people are speculating this is probably setting up Dark Side. So that's going to be fun. So Peacemaker is essential viewing, Fulya, so you're going to have to get onto it.
Essential viewing. Essential viewing.
Yes.
Yes.
Gonna have to force my way through it.
through gritted teeth and hands.
And rolling eyes.
And rolling eyes. It's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah,
Bit gory.
I know. It's just too much.
I mean, they do
It's too intense.
chainsaw a gorilla, but there you go.
Holy crap.
It's fun. It's a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. Still watching my Critical Role, but I've sort of put that on the back burner just a little bit because I was a bit preoccupied with real world events, which we won't mention here. No. Just I've been looking up a lot of parallels to real world events and history. Been learning about the Night of the Long Nines. I just want to say, Fulya, please don't go to America.
Please.
Please. Just please. It's only getting worse. Anyway, what about you, Kendall? What have you been watching?
God. All right. I love that we have escapism. It's the best.
Yes.
Peacemaker. Yes. Because I'd rather take my violence fake and funny, like in this show.
And white supremacy.
I will agree. And white supremacy. In this episode, not a lot did happen. Which was interesting. It was weird because at the end I thought I felt like I was being edged because they were like, wait, are we ending here? Wait, no. We're going. We're still going. Wait, we're ending? Like it was just I couldn't tell what was happening. It was funny. But yeah, we ended where we ended, and now it's gonna be. It just feels like this episode was sort of like, yes, it revealed that Augie didn't come up with any of the tech really, which I think is appropriate. But it felt like it was just setting up where to the end of like, okay, Rick Flag Senior has now gotten Harcourt involved to bring down Chris, so it's going to be intense. I just want to give Economos a hug, like really badly, because goddamn, he just keeps getting put in the worst situations. And God bless for James Gunn for doing cultural appropriation in the best way possible. Not that there's a good way to do a cultural appropriation, but to do it and then to acknowledge that you're doing it and say that it's not good, and then continue on to have Michael Rooker dressed as an Indian do a blood ritual that sees him transported in spirit but not body above the trees so he can find Eagle. That was something I never thought I'd see in the year of our Lord 2025, but here we are.
James Gunn can get Michael Rooker to do anything.
Anything. Like, oh my god. Yeah, very funny. So there's some good bits in here, and I continue to love Vigilante, and I need more Vigilante, please, because he was in like 2 scenes in this episode, and I cackled, like, just from this, like the camera just lingered on him smiling for like an extra amount of time that was unnecessary, but it was so necessary because I was just laughing my ass off. He's just great. So yeah, we'll see where things go. It's not looking good for Harcourt at all, because now she's like, oh, I'm gonna choose my career over one of my friends, and that's just not a good time, especially if that friend is in love with you. That's also not a good time. So this is only just going to push him further into the other world. I think so. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds next week. Yeah, interesting episode. Weird one.
I don't think Ad's idea for the new world is it's what you wished for.
Yeah, I don't think it's that either. I think it actually is.
Because I thought about it as like, ooh, that's a bit dark, because then that means Chris was wishing to kill himself, which metaphorically is, whew, okay.
Yeah, that's a bit. Yeah, that's not what we want. I don't think that's not what this show is.
As
is
a writer,
doing.
I applaud that, but as a viewer, whew, that's dark.
Yeah, yeah, just a little bit dark.
And you wanted to cut yourself up and incinerate yourself.
Yeah.
With your best friend.
I wanted to unmake me.
Yeah. Chop me up
it's
into
a fun
bits.
time. Into little bitty bits. Fuck.
It's a good show, Fulya. It's a good show.
It's a great show. We continue to sell it well.
It's in the Superman
yeah,
universe now. So,
it is.
which
It is.
I'm hoping a cameo from Corn Sweat. Anyway,
Okay. I have one more thing to talk about.
Yep.
So I too did not watch a lot of stuff this week. And that's just the latest episode of Alien Earth, which I'm guessing I can't say too much about because Mike's still lagging behind.
I
on that
wanted
one,
to
or
get.
have you caught up yet?
No, not yet. I wanted to get Wednesday over and done with, and then I'll go into.
Okay, and then you're going to
Alien
binge
Earth.
it. All right, great.
Yeah.
Amazing. I look forward to discussing it with you once you've watched further. So yeah, I won't say too much about this week's episode then, only to say that I called what was going to happen before it happened, and I was really proud of myself.
Me.
I was like, yeah, go me. It just instantly, like, as soon as the pieces fell into place, and I just went, oh, that's what they're doing. So that was a lot of fun for me to watch. Also because it also involved just the hubris of these super rich scientist dickheads that are kind of part of the story of this show, and part of the trope of this franchise of just, humans thinking they can control and are the masters of all races and species. That is not the case,
It's funny
and
how that
it was
line
great.
of show is very popular now. Being against the elite and uprising and everything. I have to
It's funny
chuckle
that.
to real life because, not to talk about real life, but what's happening over in Nepal, and just having a picture of their capital house burning to the ground, and in the foreground is a certain flag from One Piece. I love that. You got the straw hat Jolly Roger flying in the wind as a as a government being burnt to the ground and an uprising. I love this world sometimes. And I love the fact that
sometimes it's good.
Yeah, and I love the fact that the straw hat Jolly Roger is also now banned in Indonesia for the same thing. One Piece is awesome, and I can't wait to get back into it after all this other bullshit is over.
Yeah, bullshit. Too much of it. Anyway, yes. So it was just really cool that I called something that happened in the script and the plot and the story, and it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun. Like, I love this franchise, and I love watching the horror elements of it unfold, especially. And this isn't a spoiler, Mike, because you've seen the first episode, but especially because there are other alien creatures here. It's not just xenomorphs in question in the story, and so you're getting to kind of explore and see new ways that alien life forms can harm humans and harm synthetics and cyborgs and all of that. So, so that's it's really fun. There was one questionable plot choice that in this episode though that I won't say because I can't spoil it, but I just was scratching my head at the TV and just going, why would you do why would you do that? It didn't make sense. Like, they did something that's felt like a good idea to keep secret, and then they immediately didn't keep it secret, and like they didn't say don't tell anyone about this, and then it was just immediately revealed, and I'm like, okay, why have you done this? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so I'm waiting for that to make sense eventually. But until then, good times. I hate not being able to discuss it, but that's all right. Next week, hopefully, we will have some Alien Earth chat. Mike,
Okay.
maybe. Fingers crossed.
I'm obligated.
I just want to. There's just some things in this I just want to, like. Ooh, and this is good. And this is good. Ooh. I want to get into it, but that's all right. I appreciate you having to watch other things and also have a family.
I'll start watching
not.
tonight.
Okay.
I probably
Thanks,
need to
buddy.
rewatch the first one.
Yeah, probably.
It'll give me nightmares.
Considering like the first like 3 episodes are very much all connected. They kind of take place over the same like couple of days, really. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say for the weekly watchings. So let's get into the week that was in the nerdy news.
Come on.
This is the news in nerdy news. The nerds that talk about the nerdy news. That is us who talk about the news that is nerdy. And now the queen of nerdydom, the hostess with mostest, Kendall Richardson. Take it away, Kendall.
That's a cool stuff. Yes, it's nerdy news time. And all we really have to talk about this week is Nintendo related. There was a massive Nintendo Direct that happened this week ahead of the 40th anniversary of the original Super Mario Brothers game, which is really cool. Didn't realize it was 40 years old now, but that's very exciting. The only thing I am going to talk about before I hand over the reins to Fulya, who's going to take us through the highlights of the Direct, is that they have talked about the sequel to the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yep.
Yes, and they've said what it's going to be. It's going to be Super Mario Galaxy, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, to be specific, and it's going to be released in cinemas on the 3rd of April next year, which is super soon. Very exciting. They also showed a little teaser, which I haven't had a chance to look at, but apparently it shows Mario sleeping under a tree with Princess Peach's castle in the distance as the camera pans up into space. And there are quick glimpses of, I don't know these characters, Monty Mole burrowing underground, and Cheep Cheeps, which I think I've heard Fully mentioned before.
It's the fish.
The fish.
Swimming in a stream. And I know what toads are. Toads scurrying around the castle.
And they go
But
ribbit.
yeah, the cool thing is that all the cast are coming back. So Chris Pratt and Anya Taylor-Joy and Charlie Day, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, Kevin Michael Richardson, all of them returning for the sequel.
Yep.
So that's
Donkey
awesome
Kong.
news. So no Donkey Kong. Well, never say never. No Donkey Kong in space. You can't be Donkey Kong in space. Come on.
No Donkey Kong in space.
That's sad to hear.
They need to leave room for Rosalina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which we don't
Rosalina.
know if they're going to be in the movie and who would be cast as that character. So,
Of course Rosalina's going to be in this. Mario
yeah, well,
Galaxy.
duh. They're not going to announce who it is, I think, until the trailer comes out, I would say.
Okay, we're probably going to be getting a trailer soonish then if it's coming out in April. We're probably
I
before
would
the
say
end
so,
of the
yeah.
year. Definitely. Very exciting. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm glad Jack Black especially is coming back to play Bowser one more time because, yes, thank you. And hopefully he can win an Oscar this time for coming up with a new song.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Alrighty, that's all I have to say. So I pass the control to you, the wonderful Fulya. Thank you. Take us through what happened at the Nintendo Direct.
So this was one of the biggest Nintendo Directs that we've ever had. 60 minutes of content, maybe a little bit more actually. And not to mention the fact that this is the first major Nintendo Direct we've had since the release of the Switch 2. So there were a lot of announcements for games that are coming out on Switch 1 and Switch 2, so both of them. There's going to be a lot of exclusives to the Switch 2, but there's also going to be a lot of games that are already currently available on the Switch 1 that are playable on Switch 2, but they're getting the Switch 2 edition treatment. So they're getting up-resed, they're getting that 120 frames per second. So they're going to look really nice on the newer console for people who are interested. Eventually, once I get one, I don't know when that will be, but once I get a Switch 2, at least I have the games ready to go, and all I have to do is just upgrade them. So that's really cool. But in terms of the Nintendo Direct, Yes, I think the main focus at the beginning of this direct for the first 20 minutes of this whole direct was based off the Super Mario's 40th anniversary. And they did begin with the teaser trailer of the Super Mario Galaxy movie before jumping into what is related to the movie, because the games are based off of this movie that's coming soon. And that is that Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are going to be bundled together and released to the public for the first time in a very long time. Although Super Mario Galaxy has been out before on the Switch in the 35th anniversary bundle that they made in the 3D All Stars bundle that they made back then, which was 5 years ago, funnily enough. So this time around, you will get Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 together in the same cartridge. But what is nice is that it's not just locked for Switch 2. You'll be able to play it on the Switch 1. And on release, the digital versions will be available individually. So you don't have to buy them together if you've already got one of them. Since I already have one, I just need number 2. But knowing me, I'll probably get the bundle anyway. Just so that they're together. Exactly, and buy it physically. The next announcement that we got was a new Mario Tennis game by the name of Mario Tennis Fever. And they're adding in some new features into this, including what they're calling Fever rackets. And these rackets have different power-ups and boosters when you play the game. There's going to be 38 playable characters from the Mario series. And of course, they've put together a bit of a kind of like a story mode almost, but they're calling it adventure mode, where they end up being regressed back to being babies. And so because of that, their skills have also regressed, which means they have to relearn to play tennis. And it's actually a pretty cool concept that you have to go around as babies and relearn the skills of playing tennis. And they've got like this whole little map thing happening, and it looks kind of cute. I kind of like it.
Dragon Ball already did that.
Well, now Mario's doing it.
Yeah.
But this will only be available on the Switch 2, and it'll be released on the 12th of February 2026. And I forgot to mention the Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundle, plus the amiibos that are coming. And those amiibos look really amazing, but also they look very expensive because they're a bit bigger than the standard ones that we know of, coming out on the 2nd of October of this year. So, other features that are coming out because of the 40th anniversary, we have a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the Super Mario Bros. Wonder game. They've got extra DLC coming along with it that is going to be available on the Switch 2 called Meetup in Bella Bell Park. And it's essentially a place where you can do a lot of multiplayer kind of fun games with up to 4 players, which looks really, really fun and chaotic. The thing that got me extremely excited, and I squeed because I was actually live reacting to this, to this direct. I lost my mind because when I was watching this, I had my Yoshi jacket on. Kendall, you would have seen that Yoshi jacket. I wore that Yoshi jacket to watch this direct, and lo and behold, there is a new Yoshi game coming to Nintendo Switch 2. And it is called Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. I am very excited, even though I don't have the console yet.
Yeah. Now you have a reason to buy it.
Almost. It's almost there. Almost. I would. But this is not coming until next year. So autumn next year is when it'll be available. No exact release date just yet. But Yoshi and the Mysterious Book looks absolutely adorable. The art style looks really nice. Looks very pretty. It's essentially Yoshi is helping Mr. Encyclopedia, or he shortened it, he's known as Mr. E, that's his little nickname. And
Mystery.
he has to help Mr. E
And another
fill
name
out
for mystery,
pages.
Enigma.
Mr. Enigma. Edward
Enigma. Edward Enigma.
So Yoshi has to help Mr. E out and fill out his encyclopedic pages, and he jumps into the pages of Mr. E to find. It's almost like one of those like kind of Monster Hunter, but very cute vibes and cozy. You're just going around, you're finding all these little quirky little characters or flowers or whatever, and then based on what you know, what you find out about these things, the pages fill out, which is really cool. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's 2D. It's definitely a 2D side scrolly kind of a game, and I'm very much looking forward to jumping into this when I have my Switch 2. And yeah, it just looks really adorable, and that got me into the mood of playing some Yoshi games. So I ended up jumping on to the NSO, and I started playing Super Mario Bros. 2 Yoshi's Island with the little baby Yoshi. I've never played it before, so that was actually kind of cool. But yeah, new Yoshi game, very excited. And then I think that was pretty much it for the 40th anniversary announcements. It then went into your regularly scheduled direct after the first 20 minutes. So it was 40 minutes of here's the rest of it. We're getting a game called Stormlancers coming to the Nintendo Switch. Dinkum is getting the Switch treatment, and it's also a timed exclusive on the Nintendo Switch. For those of you who don't know what Dinkum is, it's a bit of a farming life sim based in the Australian outback. It is made by a solo developer, and it started off on PC. So it's already out on PC if you do want to check it out for yourself. However, it is now coming to Nintendo Switch for a limited time. It'll be only on the Nintendo Switch as well as PC before it goes out to other consoles. So I've played a demo for this. It's cool. I didn't drive with it personally, but I know a lot of other people have, and they really love it, and that's why it's coming to the console. So there you go. You have the opportunity to check out Dinkum, and that's coming out on the 9th of November of this year. So look forward to that. A few other games in here. A game called Popucom is coming during the holidays of this year. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, which is a big anticipated Nintendo game, coming to Switch 1 as well as Switch 2 in autumn of next year. They gave us a bit more of a trailer in this game about, like, in terms of a gameplay trailer, what to expect with this game, how the mechanics are going to work. You're essentially creating Mii characters, and they're living a life. It's almost like Sims but Nintendo. So it's actually kind of fun. You can even give them voices. They speak in this game. But they have this really monotone kind of a they have a monotone voice. It's so weird. It's so like uncanny valley kind of a thing, but it's funny. And you can customize these Miis, including their voices, to whatever pitch you want them to. So that's actually pretty cool. We also are getting the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection coming to Switch 1 and 2, which will be released on the 30th of October. And this is the Mortal Kombat franchise from back in the day when you used to go to those arcades and play those beat 'em up games. They were so much fun for me. I used to love playing those Mortal Kombat games with my cousins. All those games are coming together in one big collection and being released on both systems. Another big game that's actually coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 specifically is Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Now, that's not coming out until the 22nd of January, which, to be honest, is not too far away. But this is one game that a lot of people were anticipating from Square Enix. There have been a few other Final Fantasy games that have been released on the Nintendo Switch. But considering the style of game, this 3D open world RPG, yeah, you would definitely need the Switch to, power to be able to play this game, 100%. Not to mention the fact that it's probably going to take up a lot of storage space. It's a big game.
Buy an external hard drive immediately.
That's not going to work with the Switch 2. Get yourself one of those express cards. Oh my goodness. Another big indie game that's going to be releasing for the first time on console in 1.0, because right now it's currently in early access on Steam. That's Hades 2. And that is coming to Switch 1 and 2. And that'll be out on the 25th of September. So not too long to go. Big Kirby news. Kirby Air Riders are getting amiibos. And these amiibos are not your standard amiibos. They're switchable amiibos. You can switch the characters from their riders to other riders. Skylanders Swap Force, anyone?
What about Lego Dimensions?
Or Lego Dimensions, yeah.
Where you could just change the entire thing.
Pretty much. So they've only revealed 2 Kirby characters. So Kirby and a Waddle Dee so far with their personal riders. There's going to be more in the future, apparently. There's going to be a lot more coming. And they're not cheap either. I think they're like $50 to get these particular amiibo. Yeah. But they're coming out on the 20th of November, so not too far away. And I think that's they coincide with the release of the game itself. And it's just Switch 2. So that will be available then. We got a release date for Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment coming out on the 6th of November 2026 for the Switch 2. Very high anticipated, sort of like a Legend of Zelda world kind of a game, but it's not Legend of Zelda. It's a little bit different. We've got Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. So an old Dragon Quest game has been reimagined, remade, and is coming to Switch 1 and 2 on the 5th of February of 2026. When I was watching this trailer, I looked at these characters and they look very strange because they're 3D chibi characters.
Miyazaki.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, for those of you who know Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest is, yep.
That's
the baby of Miyazaki.
Baby, no, that's that.
The one thing that no one had on their bingo cards, the Virtual Boy is coming back and will be available to play on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2.
This blew my mind. Why?
Did it? Why? I honestly had no idea what this thing even was.
It's a failed product.
Yeah.
And they're going for
and they're
it
bringing
again.
it back. Yep. They're trying
Reason
again.
being they've only got 15 games.
14.
14, 15.
14 games. So I've heard other podcasters, like gaming podcasters, talk about the Virtual Boy in the past, and I had no clue what this thing was.
Never came to
This
Australia.
thing comes up. This thing comes up in this direct, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, this is massive. It sits on a desktop, and you have to lean into it. What? That blew my mind. Not to mention the fact they're remaking these peripherals so that you can buy them. I think they're $100 US. You'll be able to pre-order them on the Nintendo store online. They're also making a cardboard version, which is about 25 US, which probably be about 30 for us. That's crazy.
Or you could just
and the
download
way that
the PDF to make it.
Yeah. And the way that the Virtual Boy works is you grab your console, take off the Joy-Cons, and you insert the console into the machine. And it's almost like you've got a VR headset going,
Yeah.
and you use the Joy-Cons on the outside. But it's just such a weird concept of a peripheral, to be honest. Just the way that it looks. But hey, I suppose, why not? Sure. And they're going to be releasing the 14 games over over a period of time. So they're not giving you all of them at once. They're going to be releasing them over a period of time, which is so weird. That just made me laugh.
What's going to be next?
Oh boy.
They're going to re-release.
Yeah, I know, right? They're bringing back Labo. Like if you, like Labo kind of failed, but they're bringing it back anyway.
Ooh, it's the nostalgia coin. We're getting it. We're getting that.
Yeah. For the horror fiends, Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly remake is coming to the Switch 2 in early 2026. So if you like those type of games, there you go. A few switched. Yeah. Okay. A few Switch 2 edition games: One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 and Overcooked 2 Nintendo Switch 2 editions will be coming as well, including Stardew Valley getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition with mouse control. That is huge. Stardew Valley peeps are going to be reeling for that. They're going to love that for sure. A big game that was huge last year for a little while, Suika Game, is getting a new game, and they're now... The new game is called Suika Game Planet, coming out on the Switch 1 and 2 in winter of 2025, which I believe will be our summer. So very soon you will be getting Suika Game Planet if you're into that sort of thing. Metroid Prime 4 is pretty big here, and that finally got a release date. And it's coming to Switch 1 and 2. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will be available on the 4th of December of this year. That is crazy that it's still coming out this year.
Samus on a bike.
Yeah. A lot of people, when they first saw the first part of this particular trailer, they thought it was going to be a racer game of some sort. Until they got to the point where it's like she got off the bike and started adventuring through. That's like, oh, it's actually part of the game.
Yeah.
She's getting a vehicle.
I noticed when I saw the helmet, it's like, it looks like Metroid. What's going on?
Yeah. And the bike's name is called the Viola. The Viola.
Oh, yeah.
The Viola. There will also be some amiibos available for this game, which will be releasing later, after the game releases, I think. Donkey Kong Bonanza literally just came out in July, already getting DLC. Already getting some paid DLC, and it'll be available on the Switch 2. It's actually already out. Like at the after the direct had ended, it was available. They shadow dropped it essentially. So it's like, here, have some more DLC. And a couple of Pokemon related game announcements. A little life sim farming game that kind of looks like Pokemon and Minecraft melded together is a game called Pokemon Pokopia. This is a new game, and it's coming to the Switch 2 in 2026. And Ditto takes the form of a human, and he's looking after all these Pokemon.
Can I tell you my dark theory of that?
Yeah.
Ditto takes the form of their dead trainer.
We don't know that they're dead.
The Pokeball was knocked over, and it was in a cave, and there was
a broken Pokédex.
And the broken Pokédex.
Yeah, I saw the broken Pokedex, and I know that that's what Ditto was trying to do, is just sort of take the form of their old trainer, but I don't think they're dead. They may have just disappeared somehow.
Disappeared in a cave.
Disappeared.
And they were a child.
Child.
I did say it was a
By
dark
the looks
theory.
of things. Well, look, honestly, I think what we're getting is probably just a surface. There probably is a bit of a story that's going to go with this, I would say, for sure. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does go into some dark themes.
There's pretty dark things in Pokemon already.
Yeah, that's true. But
Cubone, for example.
I'm not huge in Pokemon myself, but this might actually get me to play some cozy Pokemon with some life sim stuff. Because why not? You know, have all the Pokemon live with me. It's fine.
Well, you wear the face of your dead trainer.
Yeah, exactly. Before
I'm
the
excited for the Legends.
Pokemon Legends game even comes out, they've already announced that there's going to be DLC for the game, and that will be available on the 16th of October. We've got Danganronpa 2x2 coming soon in 2026 for Switch 1 and 2. We've also got Dynasty Warriors Origins coming to the Switch 2 on the 22nd of January. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection got another trailer coming to Switch 2 on the 13th of March 2026. We had a sizzle reel of a lot of different games coming to Switch 1 and Switch 2. You can go have a look at those for yourself. We've got Resident Evil Requiem coming to the Switch 2 plus Resident Evil 7 and 8 Gold Editions coming on the 27th of February. So that's going to be a big one for the RE fans out there. But the one last thing that Nintendo ended on, and I was praying to the Nintendo gods that it would have been Animal Crossing, but nay, they denied my wish. So instead, because it is also a anniversary for this particular franchise as well, they ended on Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, which is a new game coming out on Switch 1 and 2 in 2026. Fire Emblem fans were very happy to hear this.
And there was much rejoicing. Yay!
Much rejoicing. And much sadness from the Animal Crossing community.
Suck up.
I know. I'm fine. Like, I got over it. It's okay.
Yeah,
They're not
maybe
ready
a
to
bit
announce
like
it
you.
yet. They're not ready to announce it yet. That's totally okay. There's a lot of games. There is so much from this direct. Like, honestly, how long have I been waffling on for? Like, longer than 15 minutes probably. And I do apologize, but
No,
there is a
don't.
lot. So if you want to go and check out any of these news that have come out, go to the Nintendo website and check it out for yourself. Go to the Nintendo YouTube channel and watch the direct for yourself. There is a lot in there, and there is most likely going to be something for you if you play on your Nintendo Switch. And that is the Nintendo Direct wrap-up.
Sweet.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Holy crap, I've run out of breath.
Amazing work, Fulya. Thank you so much. That was such a detailed and dedicated rundown. That was
was great.
freaking awesome. There's so much to be excited about if you're a Nintendo lover. Mike, do you have any thoughts on any of this? I know you've kind of spoken a little bit throughout, but how are you feeling about some of the stuff? Do you have a favorite thing you're looking forward to, maybe, or not really? Or
Well, I watch it with the family, and bits and pieces. Like my wife came in a bit later, because which was good, because there was one particular game that I thought, ooh, if I get the Nintendo Switch 2 for Christmas, I can get my wife Mortal Kombat for Christmas, because she's a big Mortal Kombat fan. And she was devastated when the second movie was pushed back a couple of months. And we should be watching it now. but that's great. And what really what was really great is that they're also going to release like a little doco with the game, which is kind of cool about the creators making the game. So that's a big plus. But all the way back, talking about Mario Galaxy, they're also going to be releasing Rosalina's storybook as well in real life. IRL like book, and you get to read it, and my daughter says, "Oh, I want that." It's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Another Christmas.
Yeah, there were a couple of physical. There was a few physical stuff in there. The Rosalina storybook from Super Mario Galaxy. The other thing that got me excited, and now I'm like, I don't care that I don't need it. I want it. Is the talking flower from the Super Mario
God.
Bros. Wonder.
I saw that piece of crap, and I was like, nah, no.
I want it so bad.
You know what it is? It's Booney. It's those little cricketer Booney dolls that sat on people's TVs like way back, and it was like doing like little quotes. It was like, "Get me a beer," and all that stuff.
This flower was more cute and funny.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's a big lump of plastic that will interrupt you in your stream. It will, Fulya, and you'll get sick of it. And it's like, shut up.
It's
flower.
fine.
Shut up. Stupid thing. Why did I buy you? It was a gimmick.
The amount of games that they're trying to integrate the Super Mario Bros. The Wonder Flower, that talking flower, they're trying to integrate it into other games as well. It's gonna be in the new tennis game.
Yeah.
It's like it's coming into other games as well. Yeah, and I love it.
You're like those people that like Jar Jar. You're like those people that
I
like
do
Jar
like
Jar.
Jar Jar. Yes, I am. I not deny that.
So anyway, I want to tell you what one of my ideas is with the new movie that's coming out. Because I think it might make you happy, Fulya.
Ooh.
Yeah. Of course, we're going to get Rosalina because it's Mario Galaxy. That's a given.
Yep.
But there is also talk. It's like, well, that means they'll go to different planets. And if you're thinking about it, surely there's going to be a cameo from a little pink thing that likes to gobble.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be a Kirby.
Yes.
I reckon there's going to be a Kirby.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Stop showing me your Kirby. Yeah. So I think that's going to be cool. They are going to be setting up Smash Brothers. They will be.
Probably.
That I think that's the end game because I wasn't expecting it to go like from 0 to 100. I thought we were just going to do like another like on land sort of thing. Maybe we go to different areas and we'll get to meet Daisy, which I'm guessing we'll probably meet Daisy too, but she was going to be on another maybe planet. I think they're also going to incorporate Mario Odyssey as well, because that's going to different planets as well. And
yes. And considering the way that the first movie ended,
yes,
we're gonna get Yoshi's.
Oh yeah, Yoshi's going to be in Brooklyn. No sleep till Brooklyn. Yeah. So we got to get Yoshi, because Yoshi's also in Galaxy 2 as well.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to get a lot of stuff. And I don't think, that's why I'm thinking, well, it's already going to be overly stuffed with new characters. That's why I don't think there's going to be a Donkey Kong. Maybe they're just going to do like a spin-off movie with Donkey Kong and just call it Donkey Kong Country.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do, yeah.
The movie. And then we can get like all the other stuff, because that was my biggest highlight, because I grew up with Donkey Kong Country and also and also the Donkey Kong rap. That made me squee. Yeah.
Oh, the DLC.
What?
Are we
what?
still?
Oh, I'm talking about
never mind.
Donkey Kong 64.
No, okay, yeah.
I'm talking about how old I am and how that came out. Yeah. What else I was going to say? Yeah, I did like watching it with the kids, and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then my wife came in and it's like, and we're trying to decipher like the Resident Evil movie. First, we thought, oh, is it going to be the new Silent Hill game that we were thinking? And then and then I saw the logo of the Umbrella Corporation. It's like, Resident Evil. This looks pretty good. I haven't really played Resident Evil, but now that I'm thinking of getting a Nintendo 2, and all these other games are sort of going to be integrated in the Nintendo family, maybe if I grow up and stop, yeah, it's big possibility that I might get this for Christmas for the family, of course, not just for me.
Of course.
And also my daughter has been saying, "Can you hurry up and get the Nintendo 2 so I can actually play this Bluey game that I've got?" It's like, I don't know if it's cross compatible or not. It's usually actual Mario.
Was it just a Switch 2 logo? Was it in a red case?
No.
I was gonna say you should be able to play it on the Switch one.
Oh no. The Switch one that we got is broken, and I've been meaning to put it in.
So looking to upgrade, yeah.
Yeah, it was like,
yeah.
if most of my games are going to be cross compatible anyway, but maybe not that game. I don't know, but who knows? Maybe they'll do an upgrade.
You should be able to play any Nintendo Switch 1 game should be playable on the Switch 2. Like, regardless of whether it gets the treatment, the Switch 2 treatment.
There is an asterisk, though.
On maybe like on a certain number of games. Like, it's a small number of games, but
yeah,
I don't know.
And considering this game is like third party made, who knows? Who knows?
Might be safe, but yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, so much Nintendo talk here.
All right. Well, that's the perfect way to end it on this podcast. Thank you both for all of that. Let's carry on with the rest of the show as we roll on up to the trailer park.
Rolling up to the trailer park where we all park all the trailers. Hee-ha.
Okay, trailer park time. We've got a few trailers this week to talk about, starting with Marvel Zombies. This is exciting. Another animated show coming out of Marvel Studios Animation. And this is one that's been in the pipeline for a long time as well. I think it was announced at a Comic-Con at least 3 years ago now, it seems. But it's finally here. The zombie episode of What If was, I seem to be appreciated by a lot of the fans. I remember enjoying watching it, seeing Zombie Wanda wreak havoc and lead an army of the undead, and it was fun to see which heroes, survived the zombie apocalypse and who didn't, and so it's going to be continuing that, and we're going to get 4 whole episodes of this. They're all going to be dropped at once, Moon Knight is in this, but it's not Oscar Isaac, so I'm like torn about it. I'm curious to see this version of Moon Knight, and excited that Moon Knight's actually included here. It's great. And then Spider-Man looks like he's doing some great things. Zombie Thanos is here and looking terrifying. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think this is gonna be just, leave your brain a the door sort of just have a strap in and have a wild ride, I think, with these characters. The animation looks really cool and so great to hear the voices of Florence Pugh and David Harbour especially here. But of course, a lot of the MCU cast are going to be reprising their roles as we see a massive roster of names right at the end of the trailer. So yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I'm very excited to check this out. It looks great. Fulia, what do you think of Marvel Zombies? Are you interested? Well, I mean, you are contractually obligated to watch this, as we will be talking about it. But
Damn.
it's going to be a little bloody and a little, maybe I don't know how scary it's going to be, but you know, if you are willing to brave it, on a serious note, if you're willing to brave it, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. But yeah, what did you think of the trailer anyway?
That was a really intense trailer for a Marvel show, Marvel animated show.
Yeah.
I do remember watching the What If episode, and then when this popped up, I was like, oh yeah, it was definitely sort of based off of the What If episode that we saw. It seems a bit darker, actually, like a bit more darker and gory in an animated form. And yeah, look, honestly, the cast, I'm glad to see that, you know, the cast that they use in the live action movies are actually going to be voicing their respective characters in the show, which is pretty cool. I mean, not everybody, obviously. But the Moon Knight you mentioned is actually known as Blade Knight. And that's probably why it's not Oscar Isaac. So that makes sense.
Yes, I did see Wesley Snipes. Oh, I did hear his voice as Blade, and I didn't connect it when I was watching it.
It's actually Todd Williams voicing Blade Knight.
Oh well, he's doing a very good impression.
Well, there you go.
I gotta return to my corner now. Go on.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Look, I think just the overall, in terms of just visually looking at it, it looks very. I'm just gonna keep saying this. It looks very dark. The color palette is very contrasted to the darker side. I like that pops of color are coming through from lighting and lighting effects mostly. Yeah, it looked like, in terms of the visual art style of this animation, it looks really cool. In terms of the actual there's a lot of action happening, and they're not censoring much of it at all. They're going ham into it. I guess I don't have a choice but to watch it. If we're gonna talk about it. So it's animated. I think I'll be okay. That's fine.
Nice. It's fine. It's totally fine.
It's fine.
It's
But this is as far as I'll go. I probably won't be able to get to the point of watching like The Invincibles or anything like that. That
No,
might
that's
be
fair.
taking it a bit too far.
Shame.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it. You're scared.
I am.
Yes, you're right. I am a chicken shit.
I am.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts, as always. Mike, what did you think of Marvel Zombies?
I'm all for it. And I would be more inclined, if this goes well, then instead of doing like what if sort of stuff, then do something like this, but as like what if, like Marvel Zombies, or something along the lines of not necessarily part of the MCU canon, but still part of the what if mythos, and of course, being a Marvel animation, there's going to be a Watcher cameo somewhere up in the sky, because He was there for Eyes of Wakanda. He was there for the Spider-Man that we talked
Spider-Man,
about last
yeah.
week. Because it's all what if. Yeah. Yeah. Bloody, gory, people coming back. Yeah, the Blade Knight is an interesting it's interesting addition to it, because there's no one else like him, like half of half person, not fully Blade, not fully Moon Knight. So what's his story is more interesting, but fun at the same time. Everyone's coming back, including Jimmy Woo. He's here.
Yeah,
He does
is.
magic. Is he going to be the new Sorcerer Supreme? What if? Yeah, I'm all for it. So when's this coming out?
Yeah, so it's coming out very, very soon, on the 24th of September on Disney Plus.
In 10 days. At the time
It's
of
literally
recording.
the end of next week. Yes. 10 days at the time of recording. Yes, indeedy. Cool.
Sorry, I'm washing my hair.
Lucky I actually watched this trailer because I didn't know this was going to be part of the list.
Mm. Yeah, sorry, that was a late addition and to the run sheet. My bad. You're
So-
welcome.
we're not talking about this?
Okay. What?
I thought, oh, we're not going to talk about the Marvel Zombies? Well, it is a bit scary for Fulya, so I kind of get it. But it
Oh
turns
no,
out
no.
we watched it.
In my initial research when I was putting it together, it didn't come up in my at all. And then I was scrolling through Instagram later, and then I saw the Marvel post about it, and I was like, oh, okay, well that's going in the podcast. Whoops.
I thought you were going to save room for a new Ben Stiller Focker's movie. Focker's in-law. There's going to be a new Meet the Fockers. That's going to be
Did
good.
they put out a trailer for that?
They put a teaser for it.
Oh,
There's
okay. I didn't see that as well.
Yeah, it came out today.
Right.
I thought, okay. Didn't ask for it. Didn't really like it.
Well, maybe we can talk about it next week. Who knows? Who knows? Let's continue with something that I think we're all excited to check out, because we finally have our first full teaser for Ryan Johnson's Wake Up Dead Man, the latest Knives Out mystery film. Yes. They have my money. Netflix already has my money. Fully is going to have to reactivate a subscription for sure.
Yep.
Unless you go to the movies and watch it. I mean, you could just do that, but you know.
I'm
Either or.
hoping if I can get my shit together, I want to see it in the cinema. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to see in the cinema for sure. Yes. This is a good little teaser. The latest whodunit with Benoit Blanc at the reins. Daniel Craig rocking an amazing haircut. Loving the long hair. It's just wonderful. And yeah, it's set in like a church sort of situation, and yeah, Josh Brolin is the one that gets killed. I think, if I understood that correctly, his character is the one that gets offed, and then they'll have to try and figure out who's done it and who's the suspect and blah blah blah. And Josh O'Connor's playing a really interesting sort of a priest character here, backing up Daniel Craig. And then Jeremy Renner looks like he's having fun, and I'm here for that. Andrew Scott is always great. Mila Kunis as well, and Kaylee Spaney, and just a fantastic cast all around. We can talk about them for days. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun. They did a really good job of just, teasing it and showing us, a little taste of what to expect and not really showing too much. We have the setting, we have the characters, and now we just need to get into the story. So maybe next trailer we'll have a little bit more, but I don't really need much more on this one because I'm definitely going to be watching it. I really enjoy these movies and this world that Ryan Johnson has created, and it's going to be fun to see. I look forward to it. Fulia, I'm excited for your thoughts on this. I know you're a fan as well. What did you think of the teaser for Wake Up Dead Man?
Oh man, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
This is also, I think this is also my favorite trailer of the bunch that we've got for today.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be really good. There's a bit of a darkness to it, considering that something sinister is going on at a church. And yeah, just like these bunch of characters, that I have no idea how they're connected, but it's going to be really cool to find out how they all come together for this one. Apart from just attending that church, Mila Kunis playing a sheriff is cool. Like we're working in the sheriff department. Um, Man, Jeremy Renner is playing a doctor. That's hilarious. I can't wait to see what he brings to this character even more, because I think the teaser doesn't really this trailer didn't really give us too much. Not a lot of the characters got much of a voice apart from our Benoit Blanc and Reverend Judd. We also have, Glenn Close. Like, holy crap, she's in this too, and she's amazing. And yeah, look, I'm just really looking forward to it. This sequel to The Glass Onion, I am ready. I am so ready to watch this. I might even go out of my way and watch the other two to then watch this one. So I am looking forward to it.
Excellent.
Yes.
Mike, what did you think of this trailer?
Well, I like the setup because it's who done it, but with a twist. I kind of like the fact, I don't know why, but seeing Daniel Craig's character with this new sort of look that he has, and it's got me thinking: is this a prequel? Is this a younger Mablanc in his prime? And it sort of leads up to what he is today, well known, and maybe this is where he meets Hugh Grant. I don't know, because that's his partner. Yeah, I can't wait for this, and I might do the same for like rewatch the other ones, because they are a bit of fun, and just and I need to watch Glass Onion again because I've only seen it like once, and once is not enough, so I need to see it. So, and tonally it's different. I like that it's having a different sort of feel to the other ones. I mean, Glass Onion sort of had a different feel as well. It was more like it was more poppy and a bit more colourful compared to Knives Out. Yeah, and the wording in it is still weird. It's like part of the Knives Out universe. It's like, yeah, it's kind of it's kind of like the first Star Wars being called Star Wars, and then they retroactively called it A New Hope. Maybe they need to do that the same thing. It's like Knives Out, the first one. I don't know. Maybe that's going to be the new moniker for it. But I can't wait for it. So when is this coming out, Kendall?
Yes, Wake Up Dead Man will be out both in cinemas and on Netflix on the 12th of December. Yes.
Christmas
Very
movie.
exciting. Christmas. Yes. Okay. Um, next trailer, um, was a really interesting one for me this week. This is based on a true story. It's called Song Sung Blue. Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson are playing two wannabe musicians who kind of fall into this Neil Diamond tribute group sort of gig. And it's about their lives together and what they make of that and the family they raise and all of this. And it just seems like a really kind of beautiful human story, you know? Like, just it's not a biopic. It's not telling the life story of Neil Diamond. It's just going into how an artist affected, you know, a couple of, you know, random individuals and how it changed their lives for better or for worse. It seems there's, you know, some definite ups and downs here in their story, but it looks really good, and it's nice to see Hugh Jackman, you know, getting a chance to put his musical sort of skills back on show here, and Kate Hudson and him seem to fit together really nicely as well. So yeah, I'm very interested to watch this. I really am. I know nothing about this story or anything. I've never even heard of it, and yeah, it just looks kind of wholesome and maybe a kind of film that the world needs right now. So yeah, no, I look forward to watching it. What do you think, Fulya? Did you enjoy the Song Sung Blue trailer?
Yeah, this looks really kind of like kind of wholesome in a way, and just the fact that it's a bit of a biopic, um, and yeah, the music is gonna be it's gonna really trigger a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people, especially considering the fact that it's a tribute act. So there's going to be a lot of music that people are going to recognize. Obviously, you know, Hugh Jackman being the type of person who loves to do musicals. He's done a lot. He does a lot of theater acting and all that sort of stage roles. So it's very fitting for him to be playing the lead role. And then Kate Hudson, like, wow, she looks awesome in this movie as well. So I reckon they're going to be really cool duo to watch in this particular movie. I'm not sure that I'm really like. I don't know if it's really sold me specifically in terms of watching it, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, apparently Jim Belushi's in this movie in an undisclosed role. But yeah, look, it looks interesting. I'm not 100% sure that I'm sold. I've never even heard of this tribute act, like, and the fact that it's also based off a true story. I didn't even know who they were. So maybe if I ask my parents, they might know. They might have known about them, but yeah, I don't know. Like, it looks cool. I just don't know whether I'll be watching it.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Mike, what about you? What did you make of this one?
Sorry, I got distracted. I was trying to think, have I watched anything with Kate Hudson? And then I just realized, oh yeah, Glass Onion, duh. Anyway, yeah, it's a definitely interesting take. I'm not sure. I'm trying to read up if it is sort of based in real life, but I think it's just loosely based. I think it just has Neil Diamond's music in it. I only know I only know the main song that's actually in the trailer, Sweet Caroline, da da da, and that's it in a way. I don't know. I don't know if I go watch it because, yeah, didn't do it for me. I'm not that big fan of like, sort of musical sort of. Maybe it is a biopic. I don't know, but it's mostly Neil Diamond stuff, and I'm not that big fan of Neil Diamond. I know one or two songs and that's it, but will that sustain me in a full movie? Probably not. But I do like the people in it. You know, Hugh Jackman's sort of in his element, being showman and being showman, also singing and acting at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not for me, but I'm not poo-pooing for people who want to go see it. So when is this coming out, Kendall?
Yes, that is totally fair. Well, you've got a little bit of time to think about this one, guys. Song Blue, which I can't say any faster than that, comes out on the 1st of January, 2026, New Year's Day.
Song Blue.
Song Blue. Oh, I can do it. Song Blue. Song Blue. Okay, I
It's the
doubted
comma.
myself.
There's no comma. Is there a comma?
There's no comma. No.
Oh,
I don't
there's
even
a
think
comma
there's a
in
comma.
Wake Up, Dead Man.
Dead Man. I
Wake
don't know
Up.
if there is anymore.
Dead Man.
Dead Man? I think when it was initially announced there was. Now they've got rid of it. But anyway, I digress. We have one more trailer to talk about. And this one was the surprise of the bunch for me. This is The Smashing Machine, starring Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. Directed by Benny Safdie. A24 production as well, so it's ticking boxes all around. I was really happy watching this trailer, even though it's it's about a real life wrestler who had it a bit tough and had to overcome a lot of struggles and whatnot. But what made me happy was just seeing The Rock in this capacity, seeing Dwayne Johnson actually playing a character. Like actually acting and embodying someone else, and like just really, I mean, I enjoy watching him. He's a great performer anyway. Like I've seen a lot of his films, we all have, he's a staple in Hollywood, but there's a few roster, like there's a little roster of actors now that are just like, they just play the same thing in everything they do now because that's what people like, and that's fine. But I was starting to become a bit tired of The Rock, and which sucks because like, he's so cool and whatnot, and he's very funny and all this. But for me, just seeing him here, like actually doing a legit, genuine performance and like clearly knocking it out the park. There's been a lot of talk about this movie since it was in production, and it's had screenings at festivals, most recently at Venice Film Festival, where it got a massive standing ovation for like 10-15 minutes. People were on their feet cheering and clapping this film, which is huge. And there was footage of The Rock crying in the cinema at the premiere, because people were very positive on the film and his performance in it, and it looks great. Like I love when movies do this, especially biopics that are period pieces. Like they put that film grain on. They film it in a way that is not, like it looks more documentary style. Like it's got some character in it. There's some interesting approaches. It's not a cookie cutter stock standard by the numbers sort of a film. It's very Oscar baity, obviously. Like this is probably going to be making the rounds come awards season next year, but I hope so, because it looks really good. It looks really good, and I love Emily Blunt as well. She's fantastic in everything. So, and I wouldn't have ever thought Emily Blunt and The Rock together. I know they were in Jungle Cruise together a few years ago, and now here they are doing something completely different. Yeah. So it's just really cool. It's great to see the art of acting on display with this trailer, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this movie and learning about Mark Kerr's story. So I'm down. Fully, are you down with this one? What did you think of The Smashing Machine?
Honestly, like, it was kind of uncanny valley seeing Dwayne Johnson in this really interesting kind of makeup that they put on him to make him look like
Yeah, right.
Mark Kerr. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, I know it's him, but it's not him. Like it really made him look like every other film that I've seen Dwayne Johnson in, you know, just by looking at him, it's Dwayne Johnson. This, it's not. Just he has the build, but he's and the height and whatever, but the face, whatever they've done with that makeup on his face, really worked.
Hmm.
It's very believable. And then of course the hair also makes it work too. Um, it's really interesting. I'm not huge into like the UFC side of things. I'm not really into that kind of mixed martial arts, wrestling, and all that sort of stuff. But the fact that Dwayne Johnson is doing a drama piece and it's more of a biopic drama piece is really refreshing to see, because he's usually, like you said, Kendall, he's usually the type of person who does a lot of the comedy side of films, whether it just be comedy in general or if it's action comedy or just anything comedy. But in this one, this is just straight up drama. This is straight up proper sort of acting, and just in just becoming someone else entirely. Yeah, it looks really interesting. I'm sort of swaying on potentially watching it. I kind of like the look of this. It sounds interesting. I've never heard of Mark Kerr before, but it sounds like what he's been going through must have been really tough. And yeah, I love that Emily Blunt is like playing the partner role, and she's doing a really good job in this as well. She's got that American accent down as well. Yeah, I don't know, like it kind of enticed me to go out of my way to maybe watch this. So who knows? Yeah.
Who knows? Well, I'm optimistic on you there. That's exciting. That's good. That's very good. Thank you very much. Mike, what did you make of the Smashing Machine trailer?
It was a good, well-to-do trailer, and it's doing its job fairly well. A good avenue for Dwayne to adventure out, because I think he said in an interview, it's like, well, yeah, my sort of reputation is sort of waning a bit, because he's becoming self-aware of people. Understandably, it's like, oh, it's The Rock doing his normal thing. He sort of turned himself into like a caricature of himself, and he's sort of having more of a self-reflection on himself. So maybe he was going for like this particular role and not being recognizable. So therefore, going back to basics of actually learning to be like an actor, basically. Like, sure, you got the Dwayne face, but having heavy prosthetics and doing it in your own merit, and I have to admit, I do applaud him of doing that, because I'm not that big fan, like sort of ever really. It's like I wasn't one of them. It's like, I can't wait for the new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie, LA Riot, yay! Rampage, yay! The Jungle Book, no, not Jungle Book. The all the ones that he has with Kevin Hart, all those movies. Not a big fan, but and less we say about Black Adam, the better. but I think he's having a bit of a humble moment. It's like, well, I need to start like some sort of new chapter in my life. So he's going for this, and and I applaud him for it. Having said that, I don't really go for these particular movies, like the sort of wrestler slash extreme like sports sort of docos, like the Wrestler, or even that Wrestler Family that came out as like that was doing very, very popular. I haven't actually watched them because it doesn't really interest me, but yeah, I know it's going to be a tearjerker. It's going to be like all those ticking boxes of being Oscar bait. Yeah, I get it, but people find enjoyment of it, and I'm not here to poo poo. So if you like it, go for it. I think well done for coming out of your show and saying, hey, I can't be The Rock. I mean, yeah, not all the time. And I quite recently watched him in the Get Smart movie, which is kind of a weird going down memory lane, and he's more slim in that one. I mean, they play him out as being like this big guy, like the big heavy guy, but not as big as what we see him in this. Like, he's a fucking Mack truck in this one. Well, the roads will do it for you. Anyway, so when is this coming out, Kendall? You got your mute.
I'm on mute. I'm on mute. Yes, I'm on mute. I fucked myself over again. The Smashing Machine is coming out on the 2nd of October. Very soon. Very soon. Only a few weeks away. So, yeah.
Cool.
All right. Cool. Trailer park's done. We're rolling out, which means it's time. The moment.
Yes.
The section. The part. The place. The spot.
That time already.
The thing. The murder. The killing. The stabbing.
Murder.
The drowning, mayhaps, of
the sniper shot.
Only popcorn culture in this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Murder. So much
Nailed
murder.
it. Nailed it for you. You nailed it. Amazing.
Yeah.
I like
Amazing,
murder.
yes.
I like only murder.
Only moida in the building. Yes, that's right. We're back, baby, at the Arconia. It's time for season 5 of Only Murders in the Building. We have gathered to discuss, of course, the first 3 episodes. Surprise, not 1, not 2, but 3. That dropped. Yeah.
My week was already busy.
Yeah, I had everything planned out what I was going to do today, and then that changed slightly because there were 3 episodes to watch. Episode 1, Nail in the Coffin. Episode 2, After You, and episode 3, Rigger. Cool. Overall thoughts from me. To start, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really glad to be in the show once again. And it's, the beginning is kind of felt a little, I don't know if stripped back's the right word, because, like season 4 was good, but it was a bit different, with like the LA stuff and the Hollywood filmmaking of it all. That, was a bit of fun. So now, we're kind of back to just in the Arconia, pretty much. I mean, we're going to Staten Island, sure, but that's still New York, I guess. And it's just, there's no Meryl Streep here yet, and our guest stars for the season don't show up until the end of episode 3. So it's pretty much just the core trio, and Howard, of course, and Lester, I forget, of course, here at the beginning. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying the mystery, and I'm really sad that Lester's gone. Like it's good that they change it up with who dies so in terms of like, does the audience care or not? Because certain people we haven't really cared about them being dead, but like we've been with Lester since the beginning. He was one of the supporting characters on the show and always in the background, and you either loved him or found him annoying, or all of the above. Like just like Oliver, just he cared somewhere deep down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but yeah, no, I'm really wrapped in this mystery, and learning more about the Arconia as well, like diving into Lester's backstory in episode 2 was really cool, and yeah, and then just the connections to the mob, or not the mob, but there's clearly a mob. There's clearly a mob. I don't
Not
care
the traditional mob.
No, so the podcasting mob.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of great moments here, a lot of funny things to enjoy, and some good moida. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
it's just a good time to be with the back with the gang, um, doing their thing. It's great. Fulia, what did you think overall of these first 3 episodes? Are you enjoying it so far?
Oh, look, I love this show so much. It's always great fun to see the trio come back together again, and they're back into their business of hunting down who the murderer is and doing autopsies and like continuing on with their podcast and trying to figure out what the heck's going on and why anyone would want to kill that poor old sweet soul of a man that's Lester. Um, and yeah, we find out there's a mob involved, and you know, trying to figure out what's happening there. We get a bit of a sort of a look back, flashback on Lester's life on from the first day that he became a doorman at the Arconia, and that was really cool to see how all that kind of went about, and
All the way back in
just
1993.
yeah.
I did the
And
math.
seeing a lot of just sort of like the flashbacks of our main trio as well, of when they first were kind of when they were growing up or when they were living in the building and all that sort of thing. So um this whole like the whole first 3 episodes really got me just feeling happy to just be back in this world and just watching them do their
Mm,
thing.
definitely, definitely.
Mm.
Nice. Mike, what about you? I'm guessing the same for you. How did these episodes go overall?
Yeah, this is definitely a good like comfort food sort of thing because every time there's a new series, I was going, oh, do I need to just go back and like re-familiarize myself with all this? It's like, no, you don't have to, because it definitely does hold your hand of, remember this was a thing. It's like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, the
it now,
recaps
so.
are really good.
Yeah. And especially in
Mm,
the show as well, of saying, well,
Yeah.
this did happen. Do you remember it? It's still a thing. It's like, oh yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a good watch, and it's always a good time just watching these characters, like and it I don't want to knock wood. It hasn't really overstayed its welcome yet, because I'm not ready for it to finish. Like, and I do applaud them for actually finding new ways and new stuff to actually do, and that's to go all the way back, like, and we learn more about the building, learn more about these characters, and also learn more about their relationships as well to to everything. I'm also recovering as well.
you're okay.
Trailer thought. yeah, Lester um, um, was there from the beginning, and yeah, is no longer with us. And it was definitely a big shock from the last season. And I did enjoy the second episode where we go back and actually learn about his life, his history, and how they perform that. But I will say, it did take me out of actually seeing Steve Martin all the way back in 1993. He had brown hair. No, 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 no. That
no.
that guy has been grey since the 70s. So I call bullshit on that one. But you can't really have like your character still white in 1993 and white now. So I can't I kind of like have some liberties with that. But
Just like Oliver Putnam's hair, where his was more sort of like emo-y kind of a hairstyle rather than the floof that he has now.
Mind you, I did watch like a retrospective of Interspace, and that was during the 80s, and Martin Short actually does kind of look like that, with sort of the more longish like 90s hair, as well as doing doing the tape on the face, pulling a lot of skin back, kind of look like Robert De Niro in The Irishman, which reminds me I still need to finish that movie. Anyway, tangent. Yeah, and I just like the fact that they're actually finding new ways and new things and dealing with new characters and old characters coming back, even just for a couple of lines as well. Like seeing all the past people who are no longer with us, as well as people who was still living there, which was kind of cool. Like seeing Nathan Lane and Bunny and
Zaz
and Zaz and Lynch. I do miss them, and it's kind of cool that they agreed to come back just to do like a little stint, just to do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's going to be more. Don't know. It could go either way.
More flashbacks.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. And that's my overall view of these 3 episodes.
Thank you. Well, I kind of wanted to take a non-traditional approach with this one because I actually want to talk about episode 2 first.
Okay.
Considering it's a standalone episode, in a way, and kind of happens in the middle of the continuing story. So, and because you guys have touched on it a bit already, so I thought, well, why not keep going? With that, I just want to get my one gripe out of the way first. Like Mike, you kind of touched on Steve Martin having hair that he definitely would not have had in the 90s.
Come on, I was petty.
I was
petty.
Which I was fine with, because for the same reason you said, like, well, they've got he's not playing Steve Martin, he's playing, Charles here, so.
But I will say Steve Martin is in this universe because there's a Levy, so.
Yes, that's true.
And he might be the killer.
But yeah.
I'm still think Steve Martin's going to be the killer one day.
They better do that. That'd be so funny. Anyway.
And then Steve Martin needs a stunt double, and it's full circle.
And then Jane Lynch will play the stunt double, and then everything will come together.
Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
Perfect. No, I love that. That's fantastic. That needs to happen. But yes. So so it makes sense from a filmmaking perspective why they would do that. My gripe is actually, sad to say, with the actor they cast to play young Lester, who did a great job. I really liked him. I think his name's Emery Cohen, if I'm correct. Yes, Emery Cohen. He's been around for a while. He's around our age, mid to late 30s. And here, when the story starts, he kind of fits the bill of that because at that time, Lester probably would have been in his early 40s. However, by the time we get to like the late 90s, early 2000s, and they haven't really done much. They do eventually age him up a bit before he transitions into Teddy Kaluka, who plays Lester. Um, I don't think they really did a great job of selling the age of this guy when he's supposed to be in his early 50s and he still looks like he's 35. It really took me out of, and again, this is like you said, it's probably a petty thing. It's probably a small little thing, but
Oh no, I meant
it
Steve
irritated me.
Martin's hair was the petty thing.
No, I know, but I'm saying by the same token, like same comparison here, that maybe my gripe is petty. But it just took me out of it. Like the fact that he does a great job. Like, they've obviously cast him regardless of his age just to be like, hey, like, he fits the bill for our young Lester and he does a great job. He's so earnest and has that dream like quality to him of like, I'm here just as a temporary gig. I want to become a movie star. Like he's just so sweet and and then he meets his wife Lorraine, who's played by Diane Wiest in the future, which was great. I can't say her name without thinking of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's fantastic. But
I was thinking
yeah,
Birdcage.
but yeah. Yeah, oh, Birdcage too, of course. I mean, Nathan Lane as well. It's all connected. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I just didn't jive. I wasn't jiving with the casting of him or the lack thereof aging makeup at a point where he should be in his 50s. I don't know. Do either of you think I'm being silly, or just like it just didn't bother you, or you didn't think about it? You guys were enjoying watching the performance?
So I have the same gripe as you, Kendall.
Speaking of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, vindication. Good night. I'm done.
When they were doing their little kind of like as the years go by kind of a process with the scenes, and when we get to the point where the Lester's supposed to be getting older and he's been there for quite some time, they've added the mustache, then they added some grays to the mustache, but they didn't really do much else with his face, which threw me off when it went from that to Teddy Kaluka, right? From Emery Cohen to Teddy Kaluka. And it just threw me off thinking, wow, either either Lester has some real, like, what is it? Like a very quick aging process from when he went from 35 to 60 in like less than 10 years, or they just were a bit lazy about the whole aging process for him. I'm not sure. But like you, Kendall, it kind of threw me off because it just didn't seem right. There was just too much of a jump between Emery and Teddy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Because
I agree with you.
Yeah, because I'm like trying to do the math in my head of like, Mikey worked out what year it would have been because they say more than once he was born in 1948, and like, we can accept Lester, grey haired and silver moustached, being in his probably late 70s at this point. But then like I'm watching it unfold and I'm just going, it doesn't line up, because like if this is only, because like at the start, what got me was like, he's only been a doorman for 32 years. That, like, they state that immediately, and then when they show you how young Emery Cohen looks, it's just like, I don't buy it at all. So I'm really glad that I wasn't the only one that had this issue. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
And it also kind of threw me off, especially considering that we saw a very young kid Mabel
Yes,
when
absolutely.
Lester was sort of starting off, to then seeing what she was like in her late teens, early 20s by the time she got we find out that she's visiting her aunt, which, because it used to be her aunt's apartment. So yeah, that was that it just that transition just really threw me off quite a bit. Not to the point of like it threw me off the whole thing and I didn't like the episode, but I really loved the episode. But yeah, just that age transition, just it didn't click. Yeah.
Yeah. No, good. Mike, what did you think of that? Did you bump up against it at all, or were you just like, wow, Steve Martin's hair is brown, so this is where I'm at?
I was preoccupied.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really. I would. I'm not. I didn't. I'm not gonna say I wasn't paying attention. I was more paying attention at the story, like as a whodunit. I need to pay attention to everything. I mean,
yeah, gotta focus.
And when his wife said there hasn't been a murder in 30 years since then, so so does that mean, are we going to find out who got murdered 30 years from the previous thing? I'm doing a Kendall this week.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, bloody hell. Anyway. Yeah, I didn't really bump up against it. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you two need to just get over it and just enjoy the movie.
We'll find it.
Move on.
Yeah, move on. Come on. Bring it on. Christopher.
Yes, we will get to him. Yes, but no, I really did like the episode though, like just in terms of the way it was set up from the start, being, here's the story of doormen in New York, and sort of telling it like a documentary, and then we get to Lester, who's then telling his story, and then we go back and we see, his beginnings. I really like the dynamic between him and George throughout, as George is training him to be, be a doorman, and then eventually be his replacement. Near the end of the episode, I kind of like that they made George like sort of the typical older man who's sort of seen it all and heard it all, but he wasn't a dick about it. You know how some of
No.
those old guard can kind of come in with this superiority and treat the newer person like shit. I don't think George did that at all, and I'm really glad they went down that route, because I feel like if anything, it would be like, well, why is Lester so pure and sweet? Like he clearly had a good mentor, right? Like it just makes more sense for him to have someone like George lead the way, But George would come down on him where appropriate, about what he should know and shouldn't know, especially when it came to the yellow envelope and the money contained within, and what was really going on there. So yeah, but no, it was just really cool, like the way that they told this story over multiple decades, and showing the characters that we know in various stages of life. Like I don't like we hadn't really met Howard's mum before, had we? Like that, this is a new
No, I don't think we had.
addition. Yeah, so getting to see Howard's mum, and they do one of my favorite things the show does is alter the opening credits, by giving
Yeah.
Howard something different to do.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So we see her pushing his mum in the wheelchair at the beginning of
Yeah.
the episode in the credits, and you're like, oh, what's this? And then you see him taking her around the Arconia. And then you see the moment when she dies, and it's really sad, and Howard's crying, but Lester's there to comfort him. It's just, yeah. So it was just a really beautiful story, and then just to see how it expanded and into just not just a story about Lester, but about the Arconia. Like, it felt like a real love letter to the building and the people in it,
Mm.
as well. Because it's a beautiful building and lore, I suppose, that they've built into it and put into it with this show. And it was just really cool to see it all on display, and learn what a little bit what it's like to be a doorman, having I mean, there were harsh times when he couldn't, once Lester took over from George after George retired, and he wants to go and celebrate his wedding anniversary, and then Nikki Cacciamilio is like, nah, you got to be here. Sorry. So that was a bit shit, but that's obviously setting things up for where's the mystery going, potentially. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yes. Fulia, what did you think about Lester's origins here, and his relationship with George as he came up through the hotel?
Yeah, it was interesting to see that, he was the person who wanted to just get some money so that he can do his actual dream job, which was to become an actor. But you could tell from George's face that it like he knew that he was going to be there for a long time, because he mentions in this episode, it's like, who like once you get to know everybody here and you treat them well, who knows, maybe you'll fall in love with the place, right? So, and then you find out that he does end up falling in love with the place, and then his dream job gets pushed to the side, um and never sort of goes back to it. So I love that we get to see the growth of Lester in this episode, of where we had no idea who this guy was. We just only knew him as a doorman for the first 4 seasons. And then out of nowhere, he gets killed. And now it's one of those things. It's like the characters that we find that are murdered in this building aren't really characters that we know anything about. And so then we get little backstories on them. And I think Lester's one is, out of all of the ones that we've seen, I think Lester's one is kind of my favorite, because it's just so humble and cozy. And like, you find out the way that he ends up, falling in love and meeting the woman of his dreams, and the way that George is mentoring him throughout his time there. I agree that he didn't do it in a very in like the like a dickish way. He was doing it because he also loved being the doorman there at that building. And you could see it because he knew the intricacies of every tenant that was coming in and out of that building. Every person that was walking in and out of those doors, made sure that they were happy. The whole point of, and it's in the title of this episode, after you, or it's always after them. They are the people who go first, and then you are second as a doorman. And it's really cool to sort of see how George is teaching Lester all the little nuances throughout his time there before he retired, and then passed on the other job, quote unquote, that we'll talk about later, to Lester. So yeah, it was really nice to sort of see that all pan out.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Mike, what did you think of Lester's origin story and how it all unfolded?
I kind of like it. At a like writing perspective of having this character that they probably didn't plan out because originally, and Fulya, you said there's also a podcast that actually comes with it, and I watched that as well because you thought,
Yes.
get all the information that you can.
Yeah.
This character was just like a one sentence character. It's like it's that sort of building of having a doorman. It's like, okay, we need a doorman. It's like no one to expect or anything. Just part of like a red herring. If you need like a whodunit, it's like, oh, it could be the doorman. So, but I do enjoy the this sort of added sort of feature. It's more boot leather to the actual character of the building as well of all these characters and where they are. I definitely enjoyed the sort of added nuance to it. Like, yes, even he had a dark secret of working for this particular person, not necessarily the mob, just something nefarious as well. And he learnt on the job to know everything about the people who live there. So therefore, you know all the secrets, and you've got your own secrets as well. And having this facade of a sweet doddering old man, like just doing pleases and thank yous and after you, always opening the doors, and yeah, it was great, and it definitely led to and someone killed him, bastard.
Yeah.
Whoever that is. A bit too early to figure out who it is. I think.
Yeah.
We're going to learn more about these CEOs and
Yeah.
where they fit into this story. But overall, yeah, it was sweet, and because it's a love story between him and his wife, and him and the building, and I'm going to cough.
Yes, love story is a good way to put it. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's get into our main story with our trio of podcasters slash investigators of Moida. I just have to say, I just love Steve Martin, Martin Short in particular. Martin Short especially, just continues to bring me so much joy. Oliver Putnam is the best. I've decided he is now my favorite character officially. Not that I
that
ever,
self-centered narcissist.
that was so funny. So Mabel, what's the first word you think of when you think of me? Narcissist?
Narcissist.
Terrible. So funny. So we find our the trio here. They found Lester's body in the fountain at the end of season 4, and we're all very, very sad and shocked. And now we've come back only to find out that the police ruled his death an accident, when it definitely is not an accident. There's no way in hell. But it's kind of interesting to take that approach with this, something different, something not obviously a murder upon first glance, which I think is really cool. And then, the story kind of moves along at a really good pace, I think. Like, I don't think nothing's really dragged out or rushed here. I think everything is kind of unfolding at a natural sort of progression, which is really nice. The way that they just kind of come to the conclusion of, okay, maybe what's the Taylor Leone's character, the sister, I've forgotten her name, but Lady Cacciamilio, the fact that she came in at the end of the season last time and was like, I need you to help me find my husband. Well, he's not dead. Joke's on you. We do investigate disappearances when they end up being murders. And then having that sort of kind of come to a connection was kind of cool. I think in terms of the first episode, I just wanted to touch on a couple of favorite moments that I enjoyed. Um, Lester's wake was hysterical. I mean, it was funny enough just having Oliver not notice the finger for as long as he did. That was
Okay,
perfect.
hold on. Did either of you notice immediately that he was holding a finger, or did it take you a moment?
I think it took me like 5 seconds because then
Okay.
because like they made such a big deal of the cocktail shrimp, and I was like, and
The
and
way
I
that
was
it was
watching
licking
him,
off the sauce.
yeah, and I was watching him hold it, and I'm like, oh no, it's a finger, and then I just the way that they kind of came to the conclusion of like it's a finger, and how grossed out they all were by it, it was very funny. That was great in and of itself, but then the fact that that led into sort of this death at a funeral moment of of Charles having to awkwardly insert himself into Lester's casket.
Jump
Oh
on
my
top, slide on top of it.
oh,
Which
it was
Steve Martin
comedy
did all
gold.
himself.
Oh, he did? That's great.
He
No
did.
Zaz required.
No.
No Zaz required. That's fantastic. Yeah, no, it was great. And just like I loved Mabel's quick thinking to be like, I'm gonna cause a distraction so nobody
Yeah.
sees. But then it's, all for nothing at the end, right? So
Thanks
but
to
that was
Uma.
just yeah. Yeah. She's so
What
funny.
the fuck are you
What
doing?
Yeah.
Can I will mention?
She just
I would like to mention Uma for a second.
please take it away, do it.
She's my favorite, even though she's like background character.
Yeah.
And I will mention, I actually there's a movie that I watched as a kid, and I recently watched it because I've been trying to find it. And didn't know the name of it or anything. I just context clues, so it took me a while to find it. And she's actually in that movie as like a camp guidance counselor, and she's all bubbly and smiley, and she's like, you should. You should stay away from boys, and meanwhile she's getting off with the PE teacher and all that stuff. So she's been around, and she's a great character. And they which podcast that they actually have her in? I think it's the second podcast that they have that actress.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah.
And there's and her first introduction to the world of Only Murders in the Building is her just flipping off Steve Martin, and that's just the character to a T.
First,
and then they
first
run
foray.
with it. Yeah, I love that character.
Yeah, she's great. You are right to love her completely. She's fantastic. Yeah, so that whole wake scene was just a huge highlight for me, and just also that little moment of like them chastising Oliver for not doing the photo assignment for the photo board, which then pays off with the like, you're 10D. How dare you? How dare you? And then just like I love these little one-liners that just come out of nowhere, like the fact that Oliver's like, I unsubscribed to the mailing list because Howard was spamming us with his Dua Lipa fan fiction. Like that's the reason like what? Oh, just funny. It's just so funny. And then just the other thing that I really loved was the Catchamelio kids, the boys, and their
Holy
podcasting
crap.
set up with their theme song, and then just making them believe, because we have that whole setup with Oliver owing the mob $400, which was laughable in and of itself. But then like them like teasing that they're gonna come for him and his money. He's like, I'm listening to everything you're saying. I don't understand what the problem is. Yeah, and then just all of them singing and just being so Italian American. It's not funny. It was just, oh my god, it was so funny.
Honestly, the moment they broke their seriousness and went into song, I
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. It was so good. It was so good. Yeah. So fucking good. Fulia, do you have any like favorite moments from this episode, or any like moments in particular you want to sort of shine a light on in episode 1?
Look, honestly, just the fact that the trio had to walk up to the Godfather house and walk into it, and then seeing these sons of the family and being all serious and all that sort of stuff, looking so intimidating as well, and the fact that they're all tall was insane. And then getting them to be like forcing the trio to sit down when they were already nervous as it is, and then one of them just like sit down, smacking the table, and just that whole scene of just them at the Godfather house. And then out of nowhere we find the disheveled lady walk in, the mum. When we first saw her at the last episode of season 4, she was well to do, but then now we see her and she's just like, she doesn't look like she gives a shit about how she looks anymore. And she just looks like she's been on this, like, I don't know, she's been on a wild goose chase for groceries.
Yeah.
And the fact that these boys just ended up seeming like little puppies, like the fact that she's like, all right, the adults need some time together, go long, throws the ball,
Yeah.
and they all run for it.
Oh my
Like
god,
dogs.
that was so funny. That was so funny. But you know what's it made me think, like, what came first, Happy Gilmore 2 or Only Matters in the Building season 5 episode 1, just in terms of the filming schedule? Because the fact that Happy's kids are these kids, right? Like, they're this gaggle of, you know, golden retrievers that just want to run around and be silly, and oh my god, it's
Yeah.
so great. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's great.
I think that was that whole scenario. Was just made me laugh so much. I loved it.
It's
It
really
was so
good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I just love too that, like, you know, that whole thing wouldn't have happened if she hadn't have come to the Arconia to visit them. They wouldn't have even made any kind of, you know, connection.
Yeah, exactly.
Between
She
who
said
Lester was talking to, and then the cards would never have
exactly.
happened. Like, it's just this whole thing, you know.
Yeah, it's because she mentioned that even though he went missing, she mentions that because, well, who was it? Was it Oliver that was rejecting her and said that we only do murders that happen in this building?
Yeah.
And then she turns around and tells them, my husband has everything to do with this building, and then we find out why. So
Yeah. That's
it was
right.
really, yeah.
Yeah, it was really well written.
Yeah.
Mike, your thoughts on episode 1 here? Like, did you have any sort of standout comedy moments, or like, is there certain plot points that you're excited by in the beginning here?
I did like the finger and the reveal, and I saw it clocked on and was like, "What is that? That's not a shrimp because it's a different color. It's sort of purplish. Oh, it's a finger." And I do like the fact that the props people actually made the finger look more like a shrimp instead of just a straight finger.
That was very
and
clever.
Also the way it's been cut off, or I'm speculating, probably bitten off because it's.
I was gonna say, it looks so mangled at the end, doesn't it?
It's part of the top knuckle as well, and I think it's probably because, I don't know, they're probably a struggle and it's down someone's throat and they actually bit the entire thing off, including that bit.
Yeah.
So that's when keeping an eye on things. That's what I like. And yeah, and I love the fact that they even they say it in the podcast, but really enjoyed when watching it. The big reveal is like, chuck it in the air, and it hits the piano, and it starts the chords of the main theme, and how
Yeah.
it sort of ties in. It's like, I just love that. I love that aesthetic when it comes to it. Yeah, I love the, you know, it's been done to death, but it's still funny of having like having the American Italian family and that, and how big they are, and just the cliche of them actually living in the Godfather house. So it sort of makes me think maybe the father's trying to be like a big mobster, but he's probably it's probably not real. He's trying to over exaggerate, like it's like, yeah, I'm a mobster. I got the big flower. And he's like, and even the sons are going. It's like, yeah, we're doing the mobsters, because they say in it that there hasn't been really like Italian mobster things really since like the late 90s and all that, especially after like like Sopranos and that. And they actually say it. That's why Martin Scorsese is doing like Irish guys and Native Americans, because there's nothing left. I love that. I love that sort of realization. It's like, oh yeah, we're living in a bygone era where everything's different.
The name drops, man. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and that's what leads into the third episode as well. It's like the new mob of New York are now CEOs and now tech billionaires and all that. It's like, oh yeah, I can sort of see where this is sort of leading of a struggle for power of New York is going to be these people, and maybe the guy's finger is a thing. Maybe there's a big power struggle when it comes to influence. So yeah, I do like where it's sort of starting, especially in the first episode. Yeah, and yeah.
It is really strong start. Really strong start. But you know, we get through hilarious reveal means at the end of episode 1, while, you know, Oliver wants to go off and do something that will make people think that he cared about Lester. So he's like, I'm going to take his hat to the laundry and get it cleaned. And of course, as soon as he walked in, I was like, he's going to find a dead body in there. Without a doubt. Yes, so yes, he finds the body of Nikki Cacciamilio. No surprises. Played wonderfully in this episode by Bobby Cannavale. You know, we get to see Steve Martin back on his, you know, Charles is back on his hallucinating shit again. And I like the little nod of like, why is it always me? You know, why does this happen to me? You know, but it's fun. You know, it made for a really good sequence when, you know, Charles tries to return the body solo later in the episode. It's pretty good, that whole sequence. But yeah, and then while Oliver's, you know, finding dead bodies, you know, Mabel and Charles are, you know, finding other secrets underneath the Arconia, more to discover, as if the secret passageways between the buildings weren't enough. Now we have a full-on Prohibition era sort of style, secluded velvet room. Casino. Yeah, where all the mobsters and crooked politicians and crooked cops over the years have come through, celebrities, all of that, you know, to play their hand at cards and you know, roulette and all of it, gamble the night away. And I like how it's framed as a space where, you know, history is made. You know, these people that come here are the influences of New York society and of American society, and they're, you know, things are getting conceived here and concocted here that end up changing the real world outside of the room. I think that I love when they kind of integrate real life stuff sort of into fictional settings like this, so it gives it a lot of depth and a lot of importance, significance, which of course then comes back at the end of the episode, as we know. But yeah, seeing like the pack of cards being not just a map to the entrance, but it's the key to get in, it's the password, and it's everything. It unlocks everything, and that was fun. And yeah, and then that also leads to some hijinks at the end of this episode as well. Yeah, but then of course the main bit of this episode is the autopsy that they decide to do with their aprons and their podcasting wherewithal. They're just gonna, and I love the comment that Mabel makes, and she's like, "This is probably a really bad time to say this next to a dead body, but I feel like I'm in a really good place in my life now." That was great. That was really great. Yeah, it was fun. I loved the whole autopsy process, the way it's being, narrated and sort of like, they're making notes and taking photos and adding it to the cork board, and things that don't need to be there are up there, and it's just so fun and so funny. And I wasn't expecting them to find anything, so the fact that they found the paper from the ledger was really impressive. So yeah, I really enjoyed watching this unfold and not falling into disaster, because Charles nearly ends up getting caught by those crooked cops, but he hears the important stuff that he shouldn't have heard, which was the police are in on it. What a shock. They need to bring back, what's her name, and get her in this. I always forget her name. The detective that I adore from the previous seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Bring her back and see what she can do here.
She's also good. She's from the beginning.
dark.
She's the bad guy. Yeah.
Oh,
Fulya, as someone who loves comedy and is also quite squeamish, what did you think when you saw that they were going to take it upon themselves to do their own autopsy and post-mortem investigation here?
I'm glad they didn't cut into the body.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been one step too far.
One step too far.
But okay, all right. Like they've already taken multiple steps too far, but like cutting into the body would have been worse. And just sort of like seeing them, like they've got their gloves on, they've got an apron on, they're using Charles's fancy cooking tongs. He's like, not my tongs. It's like, really? But the way that they're sort of meticulously going over and checking for whatever clues they can find, the fact that they find a piece of paper lodged in the guy's mouth, seeing the burn marks behind the ear, checking his fingers, and all that sort of stuff. The fact that they really went all out to make sure they could find everything without having to go into the body. Just that whole scenario was really, really cool. And the fact that as they were going, Oliver's just like taking snapshots with his Polaroid camera every step of the way, and every photo pinned to the corkboard with a note for the clue. That whole process was just fun to watch. It was really fun. And their commentary as they're finding things was just beautiful. It was so entertaining. That I loved it. I loved it so much. It was their time to shine. The fact that they've never done anything like that, and they were so excited to do an autopsy.
Yeah,
so I'm glad they had
the first time for everything.
Yeah, so I'm glad they had their experience for the first time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved it.
It's excellent. Mike, did you enjoy the autopsy scenes here? Watching the gang have a grand old time.
I did, and then I was thinking maybe he is a step too far. And my big theory is because they've done it and they've taken pictures of the evidence. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this season they go to jail.
Well, there is no way they got all the DNA evidence of themselves off of that body. There's no way.
No way. No.
They
I
took
agree.
photos of the body that they took from a crime scene.
Yes,
and
true.
They played around with it. So
They sure did.
they are fucked in more ways than one. So they better find out who really did this, because now we know that the police are involved, and they already covered up Teddy's. No, not Teddy's. That's the actual actor's name.
Lester.
Well, Lester's Lester's crime, Lester's death, as being an accident. So everything's sort of stacking against them, and now they've got CEOs, so they need to take down.
Yeah,
it's going to start. Maybe this is going to be the big one. They're going to take down the entire of New York. So uphill battle from here. And yes, it is funny.
I do want to mention the gag of the dead body in the laundry cart. Every time Oliver was pushing it around, Uma was in the elevator and just like you could smell the dead body, and by the end of it, and they're trying to get it back to the crime scene, Oliver just like, yes, it's me, I smell. just to cover up the whole fact that they've got a dead body in the laundry cart. That gag was fun.
So he's been dead for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved that. Was kind of one of my favorite parts, was them trying to figure out the time of death, and then like using their basic knowledge of dead bodies, and when rigor mortis sets in and all of that stuff, and then being able to figure out that it was frozen, so he definitely died a while ago. And like Charles's little note about the gardenia on his it's like it hasn't even wilted yet. It was just really fun.
The attention to detail.
Watch.
Yeah,
it was really, really cool. Do we want to just skip to the ending, or is there anything else you guys want to touch on in the episode?
A lot of theories in my head.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll discuss. Yes.
No. It's, they're formulating in my head, so we don't have to voice them because it could be wrong.
Okay. Keep them brewing for a bit, and we'll see. Bubbling. Okay. Very good. I look forward to hearing them down the line. Yeah. So we've mentioned it a little bit already, but the ending here, we have the guys all going down into the Velvet Room, hiding in there, waiting to see in advance who's gonna come in, who's gonna be involved with what's unfolding, all these moiders. And then I was reminded who the guest stars are this season, because I had forgotten. I had completely forgotten. So here we have Christoph Waltz, Logan Lerman, and Renee Zellweger. Fantastic. I'm really looking forward to spending a lot of time with them, especially Christoph Waltz, just because he's brilliant in everything he does, and he's really good at comedy. So I'm excited to see what he will bring in particular. But yeah, I like how we get they recognize them instantly as they're hiding behind the bar and snooping. They're all billionaires. They're all highly influential CEOs in America. and we get their names and their backstories, and then we see the revelation that it's I'm gonna butcher how they said his name, but Jay Fluig. Fleeg. I'm gonna need to hear that said again a few times, and I'm sure I will going through the rest of the season. But he's missing a finger. He's missing a finger. That was such a good way to end it. I think to end it on that shot of his missing finger and then freaking out over it. Because it felt like a very good, like
bookend.
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how much they plan these 3-episode drops in advance in terms of story beats and storytelling things, but like the fact that they finished it on there and didn't really introduce anything sort of outstanding. Like you can kind of watch these 3 episodes and go, okay, these billionaires are involved here. We've now been introduced to them, but now we know where the finger. One of the biggest questions was where did the finger come from? Whose finger was it? Because hilariously, we knew it wasn't Lester, and it clearly wasn't Nikki either. So now we have the answer. I'm excited to see more of these characters, and also how they get out of the Velvet Room. I'm guessing they're just going to stay there all night, somehow hiding in there until the time comes for them to leave. I don't know. Fulya, what did you think about this ending and the reveal of our antagonists for the season?
Yeah, it was interesting to find out that our antagonists are they are billionaires, CEOs of companies. I don't really know what to think of them. They look like they're going to be very sort of mean, assholey, bitchy kind of people, potentially. But I think the fact that we just got a glimpse of them, we don't really know too much. They haven't really said anything. So I think the next episode is pretty much going to be, they're going to have their discussion, and the trio behind the bar is going to be just in shock. I feel like what's going to happen is they're going to be discovered in some way, or they're going to try and hightail it out of there before they're seen, potentially. Like, it's going to be one of the two. I don't think they're going to be stuck there. I think they're definitely going to be, they're going to be discovered in some form, or they're going to try and sneak out. So I guess we'll find out in the next episode. But yeah, these billionaires look like they're going to be trouble for quite some time. And I'm curious to know how, what's his name, lost his finger, to be honest. Jay. How did Jay lose his finger to begin with? And honestly, it didn't even click that Camellia White was Renee Zellweger. It did not click at all for me. I was just like, oh yeah, there's another actress coming in. I did not even notice.
It did take me a while to recognize her, I will say. I was like,
yeah,
who is that? I need the camera to rest on her long enough for me to realize who it is. And it finally happened at the end. But yeah, I get you. I get you for sure.
Yeah.
Not recognizing her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. Mike, your thoughts on the ending here? Do you have any tentative theories you want to share as well, or what do you think the hijinks might be with these billionaires going forward?
As probably said before, I think it's something to do with like the influence in New York, and now there's no real gangster mob sort of thing. It's more to do with billionaires like taking over and acting like the mob, and they know the Velvet Room, and they're forming like influence around. And I'm thinking the trio is probably going to stay there for a bit and just listen to like one conversation, and then when they leave, then they leave, and then they discover something in the next episode. But yeah, I think maybe that. So we don't know not much about them. All we know is one guy's missing a finger, and they're rich billionaires that know the secrets of underground casinos, and are they part of what's going on between Nick and Lester and money changing hands? What's that about? We still don't know yet. Yeah, and how did Nick die? And how many times did they try and kill him? Because I'm thinking the burns behind the ears is probably definitely a noose around the neck, and then a meat cleaver in the chest, and being put on ice for a bit, and then being hung up in his own dry cleaning place. Weird thing. And I'm probably speculating that probably Lester was doing his routine of going back and then finding the body, then getting creeped out, and then someone sees him and then whacks him with his own crank. And then the crank's missing. We need to remember the crank's missing. Someone picked it up at the end of the second episode.
Yes, that's a very good point to make. The crank is missing. I love that little touch of Lester keeping that with him, like the fact that George is like, this is the most important thing that you need for your job, and then he kept it even after the lift switched to automatic lifts, and then it may have been used to kill him potentially, which is sort of harrowing and heartbreaking, but it's an important device in the season. So it's gonna be cool how we find out. I like it. Yep, Mike, your brain is great. I
like my brain
hearing
too.
your yeah,
It
I
keeps
enjoy
me
hearing your
alive.
theories.
Anyway,
It does. All right, anything else, team, or is we gonna wrap up there for this week?
can't wait for next week.
Next episode, yeah.
Yes. Next episode is going to be great.
They usually
so-
show the names, don't they? Hold on.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I'm-
called Dirty Birds.
Dirty Birds?
Dirty
That
Birds.
Yes.
makes sense because of Lester's ornithology. Obsession with birds. Dirty Birds. Yes, well, we'll be here next week to discuss that episode after it is. So until then, that's our discussion on the first 3 episodes of Only Murders in the Building. They were some great, wonderful episodes. Very strong start to the
Ooh.
season. Yes.
They have the entire titles.
Names.
Yeah,
Oh no, they're not
from
listed on IMDb. Where are you listing?
I'm in the
these?
Wikipedia. Yeah, next week is
Oh,
Dirty
the
Birds.
Wikipedia has them. Yeah.
And then 5, Tongue Tied.
Mm.
Then Flat Brush. I think they're all bird names.
Yeah.
Like Flat Brush,
sounds
Silver
about right.
Alert, Cuckoo Chicks is episode 8.
Yeah.
It's the name for
Oh,
Oliver.
great. We know what that's going to be about.
9 is Lestar, but spelt capital L, capital E, capital S, capital T, capital R, whatever that's about.
Oh.
And the last episode is The House Always.
Oh. The house always wins. Or does it?
They go to jail. The big-
And then it's the series finale because that's how Seinfeld did it, and we're just gonna put now.
Are they renewed for another season though?
It's not. Well, there might be, but it's not listed on IMDb either. And usually, IMDb's pretty up to date in terms of renewals and stuff. So they don't have anything here past
Disney
season 5.
Plus has it written. You know how they give you the year of when.
Yeah.
it says the start year and then the end year already as 2025. So I don't know if that says anything.
Oh, ominous.
Hopefully not.
Ominous.
Hopefully not. Hopefully this season is really good, as I'm sure it will be, and people watch and continue to love, so they continue to make it.
Fingers
Fingers
yes.
crossed.
100%.
We will, I mean, the Emmys are happening this week, so we'll find out if any of them win in the upcoming comedy categories. But the competition is tough this year, so who knows what'll happen.
Oh, it is a bit ominous because they didn't really do a podcast companion with all the other seasons except for this one.
It's just this
True.
one.
They've started doing it with this one,
and they're interviewing past people as well. Like, I don't.
Very interesting.
Maybe
All right.
Maybe this is the last one. Oh no. Or maybe we'll find out in the last episode drops, and then the day next it's like renewed for a 6th season. Yay!
Yeah, surprise!
It's like surprise, Steve Martin, you're not retiring. I think he said that after this he's going to be. Well, I'm done.
Yeah, he said this is going to be the last thing he works on. I think.
On screen,
which makes me sad, but yeah,
he'll continue his banjo.
Yes, keep banjoing it up. Keep banjoing it up. All right, let's end this. That's Pop Culture. That was a podcast. We are good to go. A 1, a 2, a 3,
and that was a podcast called Fred.
Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky for the latest Fred content.
If you'd like to listen to Fred the Alien, you can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
If you'd like to watch Fred the Alien, you can head over to youtube.com/Fred the Alien Productions. And if you're watching us right now, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of future content. And if you're watching us live over on Twitch, make sure to give us a follow on the way out. Twitch.tv/Fred the Alien Twitch.
Yes, I've been Kendall Richardson.
I've been a Fulya and
And I've been the murderer that's only in the building, Michael Lister.
and you just experienced
a podcast called Fred.
Remember to eat beef.
Remember, Freddy lives, Loki dies, the Doctor is in, and there's no more time for Firefly. No, there isn't, because I have to watch Alien Earth.
Yes, and you know what? This week I'll let it pass. This week I'll let it.
Thank you for your.
As long as you watch Firefly next week, Mike. You can next week's Firefly.
Next week? No, Alien Earth next week. Remember, it's a Sunday today. Monday starts.
Remember to look after yourself and your mental health.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Later, skaters. And
see.